Please welcome an entrepreneur, property millionaire, and one of the top authorities in AI, John Lee.
Hello, eXp, make some noise! Wow, wasn't Jesse amazing? Wow, incredible, incredible. So, raise your hand if you'd like to make a lot more money. And raise your hand if you'd like to have a lot more deals. If you write the word deals down, it converts into something else. L-E-A-D-S, the acronym is deals. So when Glenn asked me to do this keynote, he said, John, teach all the different strategies on AI, social media to help the eXp community create and get more deals. So I'm going to do exactly that. So are you ready? You know ready? Are you ready? Let's go. So first of all, there's three things the last 20 years of me doing this is focused on three things. The first one is you gotta first of all find buyers and sellers. You wanna transact a lot more deals. It's not just about having people that wanna sell, but you wanna have people that wanna buy. So one thing that allowed me to create multi-million-pound companies is making sure that you can actually have, once you got the person, then you want to give it to them and they'll buy straight away. So wouldn't it be great if you have a list of buyers ready to buy the properties, yes or no? Yeah, right? So the second thing is using AI. So some of the AI tools out there can show you all the different strategies on how to qualify these leads as well. So I'm going to show you some of the strategies there. And the big one, social media. Raise your hand if you have the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, if you use any of these platforms, raise it nice and high. Okay, here's the problem. Say, what's the problem? Most people are using it as a consumer. Consumers spend money. We want to do this as a creator. So how do we do this? You know, one of the first deals that I did is many years ago, if you want to get famous, you want people to see who you are, you need to have people that see you. So there's a formula, I want to write this down. Awareness times attention equals income. So the more people that see you, the more people can buy from you. So you want to start putting a lot of things out there, and I'll show you how we use AI and how we use social media to do this. The second thing is you gotta, first of all, use AI to qualify the sale as well. So did you know that you can take your brain, create an LLM, and clone your brain? You see, one of the big things that we want to do here at eXp is we want to make sure that we can train people below us to sell for us as well, yes or no? But sometimes it's quite hard. So what I realized, the more training that you have, the more you can do this. So all of you can create an LLM. Every single question, you create a knowledge base, and then you take that knowledge base and you basically put AI to it, and any question you ask it, it can answer like you. Is that powerful, yes or no? You want to train it how to overcome objections. You want to train it how to do listings. It can do all of that stuff. You see, the key here is to make sure we have AI, we package it up, and then we bolt it on, and we create what we call AI agents. And when you have these AI agents, you can connect them together, and they will perform a task. You want to do a listing. You want to close a sale. You want to qualify, even do a viewing. Even you want to take a picture of real estate, and it doesn't look great. You say, make it look better. It can reorganize it for you. So the key here is to attract and to qualify, we first need to have awareness. Right? So that means we want to build a social media brand around it. Remember, awareness times attention equals income. So let me give you a formula. The easiest way to get your views out there is to create a lot of content. So all I do, you should all get yourself one of these. This is called a DJI Pocket 3, right? And so all I do, it goes everywhere with me. So every time I'm traveling around the world, I just have this thing, and it's not creating content. It's not about content creation. It's about the documentation. If you document what you do on a regular basis, you post it, it doesn't cost you anything. And here's the rule. Are you ready? Okay, you need to have 10 Instagram accounts. Why 10? Ask me why. Because every single one of you, if you put something on social media right now, it's called delayed explosion. The algorithms work like this. The longer people watch, the more reach you get. So the rule is, when you create a piece of content, don't complete the content. Let me give an example. So I might say, hey, in this reel, I'm going to show you 3 things on how you can sell your property faster. Number 1 is blah, blah, blah. Number 2 is blah, blah, blah. Number 3, and you just cut it there. And then people go, 1, 2, where's the third one? And they watch it again. And they watch it again. And because the more times you watch, the more reach you get. Powerful, yes or no? Right? So there's also, one thing you want to do is, there's a difference between short form content and long form content. You see, when you create a long piece of content, long form content converts. So you look at all the Selling Sunset, all the Netflix shows, where people are just viewing properties. That's all you need to do. You're seeing properties anyway. Just get someone with a camera, get Ransom's team to just follow you around, and now you're documenting. And they go, oh my God, I have a friend in Toronto, that's all he does. When he views a property, he says, oh, this property is this is the area, and they get so much watch time. So anyone types in, sell my property Miami, his video will come up. Sell my property Toronto, his video will come up. You see, the goal is you want to get exposure. The more exposure you have, the more income you make, period. So there's an AI software, write this down, Vidyo, vidyo.ai. vidyo.ai. So Vidyo can take a long piece of content, you post it in, and you click one button, it will find all the viral parts of the video and post it for you. Now, here's why you want 10 Instagram accounts. Because if one Instagram account can get you 1,000 views without any followers, if you get 1,000 views a day times 10, how many views is that? 10,000. If we duplicate that onto 5 different platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google, Twitter, right, or X, you're now getting 50,000 views. The goal is to drive all the traffic to you, so all the buyers and all the sellers come to you. So instead of you having to go and knock on people's doors, everybody's knocking on your door. Now you can charge more, you attract talent to you as well. That's the key to this, to make sure that you're always making your content go out there so people know that you exist. You see, the problem is it's not that you're great, the problem is that you're invisible. The best known beats the best. Later, I'll be doing a breakout session in one of the rooms so I can spend a lot more time going through this. By the way, how many of you already using social media? Show of hands. Already doing this. All right. Make sure you are creating everything on social, because now all your content can be turned into an LLM and it can talk like you. So there's another software called chatrace.ai. Chatrace. What does it do? It links to your WhatsApp, to all your messaging softwares. And anytime someone asks you a question, oh, I want to buy a property here. Oh, I want to sell a property here. Oh, what's this area like? It will talk like you and answer like you, because it takes all of your knowledge base from social media and turns it into content. Is that powerful, yes or no? Yeah, it's powerful. By the way, I have something very special for all of you as well. Glenn said to me, John, like a lot of the eXp community really, who would love to learn more on these strategies, by the way? Show of hands. So I normally run a 3-day event on this, and I really want to help a lot of people get to the next level. So what I want you to do, if you scan that QR code, if you go to my website, johnlee.com, you'll see that it's normally 3,000. But what I'm going to do, because a lot of you are part of eXp community, Glenn flew over to London to spend some time with me. I want to give a gift, just as Jess did, to all of you as well. So all of you who are part of eXp will get to attend this for free. Free. Some of you attend this, you spend 3 days with me online. I'll show you all the different strategies, all the marketing, all the social media. But the biggest one, you got to start creating a list, right? So once you go there, make sure you use the code EXP, right? You need to put the EXP code in and click apply, and then it will go to 0, right? One final thing as well. When we're using social media, you have to be very, very conscious of what you post. It's what we call the MMM. It stands for your message to your market match. If you put, like, how you talk to somebody who is a millennial versus someone who's a baby boomer is very different, right? So if you're baby boomer, are you equity rich, cash poor? If you're a Gen Z, hey, you just graduated from university, you don't want to get a job, but you want to make money, you want to stay at home with your parents. Very different message. So you have to learn to attract the right clients. And that's why in a moment we're going to have a quick panel with some amazing trainers who are in AI as well. But the key to this is to make sure the more you post, the more you pop. When I first started in real estate, no one knew who I was. But when I asked people, how did you find me? Oh, John, I saw your YouTube video. Oh, John, someone shared your video as well. You see, people say, John, my community is not on social media. It is, right? Because people, how many of you have shared posts on social media before? Right? This is how this works. So this is why I want this to be a gift to you. I'm going to spend 3 days with you teaching you all the different steps so you can sell more, get more investors, get more buyers, create a big brand so everybody comes to you. Thank you so much. So we're going to go into an incredible panel. I'm going to introduce you to an amazing entrepreneur and someone who really understands these processes. Please get up for Phil Stringer. Give a massive round of applause. Awesome. Appreciate it. All right. So Phil is an expert when it comes to AI. He's also a best-selling author as well. Phil, we talked a lot about AI and how to actually make more and get more. So what are some of the AI-driven strategies that you've used to create more listings to get maximum exposure?
Yeah, I think there's so many strategies, right? Who's overwhelmed? Raise your hand. Who's overwhelmed with all the strategies and tools? AI is such a big thing right now, and there's so many different ways that we can market that I think it's overwhelming. And I think sometimes we overcomplicate it by trying to do too much and not understanding that this is so much simpler than it actually seems. We use AI tools to save time, and we use that time savings to do the things that actually matter, build relationships with our clients, and do revenue-generating activities. And so for me personally, if I were to answer that question on what works for me, because you can't argue what works for me, right? It worked for me. There's 3 things that changed my business. It was the concept of leverage, the concept of value, and just being kind to people. And the concept of leverage for me is anytime I can increase my output while maintaining or decreasing my input, I create leverage. Why? Because I'm doing more while maintaining the amount of work that I'm doing, or even decreasing the amount. So AI helps me create leverage because I can do so much more with less effort. And then the concept of value is understanding that I cannot determine what value is. I'm not the one who can define what value is to my clients. My clients and my potential clients are the only ones who can define what is valuable to them. So if I can figure out what's valuable to them, then I can really succeed. And if I can use the time savings with my leverage to then figure out what's important to my clients, and then I give them that, that's when I win.
I mean, this is interesting because how many of you agree that AI will start to systemize a lot of processes? Show of hands? Yeah, so you can see, right? So what are some of the common pitfalls then that you've seen agents trying to implement AI and wasting a lot of time and, of course, money as well?
It's a fantastic question. I think there's 2 things, honestly. One is inaction, and number 2 is trying to do too much. There's so many things that you feel like you have to implement everything all at once, and then you don't do anything well. So I always tell my students, I'm like, look, pick 1 or 2 things that you feel like you can really succeed on and just kill that. And then add another one once you're familiar with those things. And fear. There's a lot of fear surrounding AI within our industry. One, we don't know what AI is, and so we're scared because, hey, I don't know where to start. But then also fear that it's going to replace our job. AI is not going to replace your job. A real estate agent using AI will replace your job right now. So you have to know, okay, it's not AI that I need to be worried about. I actually need to adopt these strategies. I need to be worried about the agent who's creating leverage so that they're able to do much more than I can. That's what I need to be worried about. And so I think those 2 pitfalls is like, man, pick 1 or 2 things and just absolutely crush that.
Yeah, you can use things like air.ai. You can clone your voice, you can clone your likeness, and it can talk like you. You can talk directly to it. I know you have a development team that kind of create all this stuff as well. So how do you actually find the value then?
Yeah, so one of the really great things with our team and kind of what we're doing to help agents, when I talk about the concept of value, figuring out what our clients think is valuable, 9 times out of 10, if you can figure out what their pain point is, like you heard Jesse say it, sell the solution. Right? Don't sell the product, sell the solution. If you find what their pain point is, find what their challenges are in purchasing a specific home in a specific market in a specific price point, and then simply solve those problems. So we actually created a system with AI where I talked about this at another EXP event actually, where I said, look, what if you were to go into ChatGPT and create a buyer persona for a specific market, a specific price point, solve those pain points, and run ads solving the pain points. So we run our ads, we do our social media content, solving the pain points of our target audience. And so one thing that I want to say is I flipped that now for listings. Think about how you could use a buyer persona with listings. As a listing agent, you need to have your unique value proposition. It's now more important than ever. So if you were to figure out a buyer profile based on historical data and based on AI algorithms, figure out what the most likely buyer is for one specific property and that specific price point, then you can go to your listing presentation and say, hey, look, we've figured out where to target our marketing. We're not just throwing it out everywhere. And so on philstringer.com, I actually have never given this away before, but philstringer.com, we have a buyer prediction tool right there. You don't have to give us anything. You don't give your name. You don't give your email. Literally just open free. You put in the property address and the price, and it gives you that report for you.
Is that amazing, by the way?
Yeah.
By the way, talking about tools, this is insane. So I'm going to introduce you to Carrie Soave as well, who's going to teach you all the different strategies. So one of the top coaches for EXP on AI. Let's give her a massive round of applause. Carrie Soave.
How are you?
How you
Hi,
doing?
John.
Awesome. Wow. So we're just talking about tools here, and I know you've done a lot of that. I know you've told a lot of the EXP community as well. Tell me, what are some of the best tools right now that people absolutely need to get more deals?
Okay, so first of all, I am a huge fan of ChatGPT, so that's an absolute must. For me, ChatGPT is like the holy grail of AI. If you can use it, you are going to be great. You can build anything, especially custom GPTs. So one of the setbacks of using an LLM like ChatGPT would be prompt engineering. So if you don't know anything about prompt engineering, don't worry. You go to the GPT store, and there are GPTs that are made for specific workflows, specific tasks, and you don't need to know what to ask, how to ask for it. They usually guide you through the process. So I think that's one of the easiest tools to use is the custom GPTs. Did you speak about Chatbase?
Chatbase, yes.
Yeah.
It's
okay,
amazing.
So there's another one, Chatbase.
Chatbase.
Now, this is a really, really good tool because as agents, you guys are always asking me, what's the best AI bot to use? And I've really held off on suggesting one because I felt like they weren't there yet, and they were really, really expensive. Like, there's companies charging so much money for these. And then I found Chatbase, just like going through and looking at all of them, and this one is like so cheap. It's under $20 a month, and it's the easiest for you guys to use. So that's why I'm recommending that one.
This is amazing. By the way, how many of you, if you take all your skill sets and you can put it into a system that works for you, would that be useful, yes or no? It's incredible. Yeah, so walk us through then the AI and specifically how significant is it right now for everyone to start using this?
Okay, so this is mandatory right now. And
Why?
okay, so as our consumers start to learn how to use AI, and they will because they are launching AI search engines soon, which means that your customers will be using AI on a daily basis. And why do you need to use AI? You can't have your clients knowing more about AI than you. That's just ridiculous. Your value proposition goes down. So this is absolutely mandatory to learn now. And you know what the great part is?
Yep.
You don't even really have to learn it anymore. All of the tools are just done for you solutions, and you just watch a demo, and away you go.
You know, it's interesting because how many of you heard of this concept called no code, low code? Raise your hand if you've heard of that. Okay, write this down, bubble.io. From now on, you can program anything with no programming skills and create anything that you want based on what Kyrie's just mentioned. It's incredible.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you know this about me, but I have no tech skills whatsoever. Like, I can't even share my screen when I'm presenting on stage half the time. And I'm building GPTs for real estate, and people are like, oh my God, you're so techie. And I'm like, no, I just have really good communication skills, and I know what to ask for, and I'm a strategic person. So it's available to you, and it's within your power to use it. You don't need any tech experience to use AI. We are in the age of no-code AI.
You know, when we're talking about the future of AI, because this is something that's really going to change, and either we adopt it or we don't. So what do you both see as the ability to, where's it going in the real estate industry? Because AI is how many of you agree AI is a big disruption to a lot of industries? Show of hands. Right? It is. But then how is it going to disrupt, in your opinion, both of you, the real estate industry?
Yeah, I think anytime that there's an advancement in technology like we're seeing, this is the greatest advancement in technology since the internet. And before that, it was steam power and electricity. Like, guys, this is a big deal, right? Anytime we have an advancement in technology, it's going to cut some tasks away. But it's also going to create new tasks and it's going to create new jobs. We just have to shift our mindset from the way that we did it before to the way that we have to do it now. And so I think as a real estate agent, as Carrie said, your unique value proposition. Guys, what's stopping your clients from using these AI tools to sell their home for sale by owner?
Right.
So how are you then going to be different so that you bring value as a real estate agent? And I think that that is save time and build relationships. Use the time that you've saved with these AI tools to then do the things that actually matter, like building relationships, because it's a relational game, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing. Real estate is a people's game, and it's also a numbers game. And when you have technology and combine these together, Carrie, what do you think?
So I'm really excited for the future because what most of you don't know is that AI has the capability to actually perform tasks. And you spoke a little bit about this a few minutes ago. They're called AI agents. Can you imagine just having like a team of agents running around doing all your work for you so that you can really just focus on your relationship with your clients? Who was it? It was Zuckerberg who said that in the very near future, there will be more AI agents than humans. Picture that for a second, okay? Now do you feel the urgency and the importance to adopting this now? You don't have to be fully adopted right now, but just dip your toes in a little bit, right?
Yeah. I'll give an example of an agent. Raise your hand if you hate emails. You hate emails. So basically, you take this AI agent, you install it to Gmail, and it will reply to emails for you on how you would do it. This is what Carrie's talking about. Obviously, you got to check it first, and you got to make sure that it's right. But it does 90% of the job for you. It's incredible.
Yeah, and you know what? I use this because I am the absolute worst email writer. I write my emails like I write my texts. And then I say 1 or 2 word answers, and then I remember something else and I have to send another email. I don't know if anybody else does this, but this is a great tool to send professional and really detailed emails for me personally.
And to piggyback on that, if you use a tool called Zapier, you might be familiar with Zapier or Make.com, to automate. It connects 2 different things together. So for an example, a good use case of Zapier would be you can connect ChatGPT to your Gmail account. And then imagine it automatically writing replies to every single thing that comes into your inbox, but don't send it automatically. You have it go into your drafts folder. Then only one time a day at the end of the day, you're just looking through your drafts. You're like, that doesn't need a reply, delete, delete, delete. I'm going to edit that a little bit, send. And these are things that can, save us time, create more leverage to do the things that matter, because I hate email too.
Yeah. Have you guys tried the new GPT by Zapier? It is an absolute game changer. You can find it in the GPT store in ChatGPT, and it will literally build out entire automations for you. You don't even need to do any of it anymore.
Yeah.
You tried that.
Another thing that's really powerful as well is agents, you need to get leads, right? So write this down, Gamma, GAMMA.app. Basically, you say to it, create me a report, a real estate report of Miami. It'll create an entire report, and then you can send it to people. Now people come to you, and then they give you, their inquiries to get the valuation. Now you pick up a lot of buyers and sellers. It's really powerful.
I love it.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
So let's talk about something else as well. What are the dangers of doing this?
Well, I guess you could be over-reliant on technology. I don't know. I don't feel like you can be over-reliant, but I'm also somebody who can't hold on to an assistant for more than 2 months. Seriously, I have a problem.
But your AI assistant will never leave you.
Right? And my AI never tells me that like they're done work at 5 o'clock and not to call them. So.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dangers. I mean, there's going to have to be regulations. We've seen, with tools like HeyGen, HEYGEN, where you basically record a video of yourself and then it creates an AI-generated avatar that looks and sounds like you. It's amazing for different things and saving time because you can just type in the text and hit go, and you're speaking that. It also has several different languages. So I could type in a text of an entire script, and I could hit Japanese. And Phil Stringer, in Phil Stringer's voice and Phil Stringer's face, is speaking Japanese, which is amazing. Now, I wouldn't use it for social media because I believe authenticity is the key for social media. But for processes, for onboarding, for training, for those type of things, it can be helpful. But you can understand how that would be kind of scary. There are dangers there because then your face, your voice, your likeness can be copied.
But it's interesting you say that because right now, like my wife's Malaysian, so she always thinks in Chinese before she translates to English. So now if you look at someone like Mr. Beast, one of the top 100 and 200 million followers on social media, if you take your content, translate it into different languages, you'll attract more buyers as well. Like you want to attract the Asia market because they buy a lot here in Miami, in the USA. You translate your stuff into Mandarin, and they understand it. Then you grab the attention. You've got the hook. I mean, later when I do the breakout session, I'll show you a live demonstration of what Phil's just mentioned as well. All right, let's get straight to the #1 tool that you cannot live with AI in real estate. We'll start with you.
Oh my gosh.
Phil.
Well, I mean, you would say ChatGPT, but I feel like that's a cop-out answer. For me, a tool that I actually really enjoy is Opus Clip. We use it every day.
That's amazing.
Because you load in a video, and it can be shot any way. It can be shot on your phone. It could be shot horizontally, vertically, doesn't matter. And it adds the captions. It cuts it to vertical for short-form content for TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. And the really powerful thing with Opus Clip is something called AI curation. It knows the transcription of the video to understand what is being said, what's being talked about. And then it says, where's the most shocking hook that's going to pull people's attention? Okay, it's right here. We're going to put that at the beginning. Now we're going to pair that with relevant highlights to create one reel for you. And it cuts it. It does all the thing. It adds B-roll for you so you don't have to be a video editor. Now, I always tell people, I'm like, look, you don't have to fire your video editor if you have someone doing video editing for you. But you could give that tool to them, and they could 10x their output for you.
That's amazing. But the Opus is, when you implement the social media strategies, that's going to duplicate all your efforts. Because a lot of you are thinking, I don't want to create a lot of content. The key is not content creation, it's content multiplication. That's the key, right? So that's what's going to help you do. Carrie, how about you?
Okay, so my favorite is does kind of the same thing. I'm a huge fan of the Captions app, huge. It does the clipping down like Opus Clip, but I create a lot of video, and I like to read scripts that I create with my GPTs. It has a feature of eye gaze redirect so that I can read a script over here, and the camera is right here, and it will redirect my eye gaze. It does so many other things. It adds B-roll instantly with one click, and they have a new feature they're beta testing right now of distribution. So it will also post for you soon in a matter of a few months. So I find it's like has everything within the video editing wheelhouse, and that's always my favorite. I literally use it every day.
That's amazing. I'll give you one of the best ones that I use every single day. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready? Are you ready? Voice Pal is the best one. Do you know why? Because someone sends me a message. I'm really angry. I'm like typing, oh, why did you do that? And like when you read it, it's very blunt. Voice Pal will reorganize it, your words and punctuation. Then you say, actually, that sounds a bit harsh. Make it friendlier, right? Or make it more firm, right? Or like you follow up people for your deals and they don't never return your phone calls. Like, why are you not returning my phone calls? Voice Palette, oh, hello, I noticed you haven't returned my phone calls. I hope you're well. It will do that for you. Every day I use it for social media, for email, for WhatsApp messages. It's amazing. It's amazing. By the way, those of you who are coming to the bootcamp that I just mentioned before, make sure you scan the QR code, because what I'll do, I'll send you a list of all the resources of every single AI tool that I use. Will that be good? Yes? Okay, final words, Phil. What's your final words for everybody here, for agents to do more deals and with AI and tech? Final words.
Yeah, I would just say that there is a danger of being too complacent and having these tools do things for you to where you're not learning the foundations of marketing. Learn what works in marketing and then have AI assist you with that, and you will win with quality content.
Carrie?
I would say that pretty soon, all of your clients, every single one of them, are going to demand that their agents are using AI at a high level, because they will understand that their properties will get marketed better. They will get better access to better properties. So just remember one thing. Your clients don't have to understand AI to know that they want their realtor using it, and it will happen. It's already happening, guys.
That's amazing. And by the way, if you've got any questions, make sure you go and see Carrie and Phil. They'll be around. I'll be around as well. And the last one is, it's not the strongest or the most intelligent species that survive. It's the most adaptable. It's time to adapt. Thanks so much, guys. Give yourselves a hand.